since the updates didn't happen. I want to say maybe, maybe not. This way I do be doing my thing on YouTube frequently. As far as platform, I haven't been doing what is no connection. So I'm just waiting right now to see what's gonna be what. I don't know for right now. Set down for some reason. That stuff always messed up. Uh, all right, we good, we good. But anyway, happy Easter though. If for those of you who celebrate Easter, kind of cloudy and rain. I don't really celebrate in spirit. I do like efforts that they put into, celebrating birthdays, holidays, whatever the case may be. But just the season to be celebrating. This is the gift of the present. We should celebrate life, celebrate occasions. But anyway, I just was reflecting on my life about like what I've been going through, the changes in my life. I'm just grateful. I've just been seeing how God been present in my life. I look for God's hand in my life on a daily, and to see like how He's moving things, rearranging things, and even giving new desires to my heart. You know, I think I got it all figured out. But then again, I realized like without God's help, without having that divine instructor, that divine teacher, the person who's my creator, who cares for me having a life fulfilled, a life of abundance, to be prosperous and not to be worried and things like that. I just been learning a lot about myself these past few weeks, and just seeing how this new year is coming in. I know we celebrated January 1st, the new now like April 1st to be the new year Jesus was born, and everything is starting over fresh. There's a new chance to live your dreams, to have new desires, to have new goals. I mean, a lot of y'all had the New Year's resolution, but it's not too late. Whatever you felt like you wanted to come in this year with, or whatever changes you inspired to change in your life, let this still be the time, and let this carry you on for the next couple months, for the next couple years. Almost 2 years ago now, and I've been doing Team Andy LLC September 22nd. But I'm steady evolving. I'm adding different things to my situation, and I just thank God that I'm able to be able to have a sound mind, waking up in my right mind. I woke up this morning just thankful for that. I don't wake up. I don't really looking forward to tomorrow. I'm just happy that I have this day right here, this present, and I'm just not trying to control too much of it. And that's how I've been having fun. Like that's how I've been pursuing my happiness, being able to achieve that goal, allowing life to just happen. I'm not trying to control it all. I'm not looking for a future fortune tellers. I'm learning to trust myself more, trust the processes of the changes I've been going through, the changes in my life, the changes that occur. Trust that, it's something that's going to help me evolve to a better person so that I could be a better person for myself and for others. Because blessings come through people. And if you're not a people's person, you're not receptible to helping people, you won't be as blessed as you could and possibly should be. A lot of people who like to go through this world and thinking about the capital EYE, where you realize you don't know anything. People be so arrogant, so egotistical until they realize they're not nothing but a mere man or woman who needs help from other people, who wants the same thing as other people wants. We all want a little attention from time to time. We all seeking desire, love, compassion. We all desire similar things. We're not lead the same. I was watching some YouTube clips the other day. People confused. Your blood is blue until it hits the air and then it becomes red. Now they saying your blood ain't blue but it's red or what? Like, oh no, but yeah, they're starting to put the who don't think for yourself is very important. So the things don't confuse you to do us nowadays. Some of you who are my age or older who grew up in the 80s, not the 80s but the 90s. I was born 88, but I grew up playing Monopoly. Things changed. That's all I'm really saying. I say that to say this. But the reason I bring it up is because if you're not using your own mind and when things do change, perception is key. Perception is reality. I perceive my reality with the Monopoly thing, him having a monocle, that's what I experience. Nowadays, if I don't think for myself, people can tell me, oh, he never had that because that's their perception, that's their reality. And their perception will not be my reality because I know the truth. I trust my eyes, I trust what I know. That's why a lot of y'all be into these different churches, church hurt, Christian hurt, because you don't spend time thinking for yourself. You don't question anything. You don't have personal relationships with God. You need somebody else to fulfill that void for you. These pastors going to give you their perception of the reality of who God is and how to have a relationship with God. And that's just what it be for a lot of people until you realize that relationship don't work out for you the way that it works out for that pastor. And I'm not telling you don't have anything like that. I'm just saying that for being Christian hurt, church hurt, you know what I'm saying, attacking people who's doing what they got to do. Just because you come to Christ, that don't mean you're going to be a perfect person. It doesn't mean that you're going to be flawless, right? It just that to live differently through the flesh. You have a different mind, the spirit that's been reborn inside you. To be holy is to be set apart. Really, being holy just means being different with the world, the way that the world thinks, the way that the world acts and behaves. You should know you're headed the wrong direction. The path to hell is wide open and easily accessible, but the road to riches, the road to eternity is narrow. Those stretch. They're not gonna put the effort in. Just like the limelight, like with the taxes, the income taxes here in America. Everybody know around this couple months what time it is. And for the people who didn't think for themselves, they followed the crowd, ran down to Texas, lost a lot of money, had a bad experience. For the people who was thinking for themselves, they didn't fall for the trap. They didn't go down there spending no money. They're putting themselves in position to be in position to be taking care of themselves when the time comes. That's why their situation is different. That's why they're experiencing a different reality. And then, I'm not just making anything up to sound good. I'm just trying to give somebody some tools, dropping some jewels. Hopefully they land in somebody's lap so that they could be enlightened in the situation and move through life more frequently, easily, without the resistance. Not trying to force your situations to happen, not reading books about magic and manifestation because you don't know how to align yourself with the things that you desire. And it's really more simple. And I'm not saying that it won't, but it's possible if you vibrate on the right frequencies, you be guarding your mind from the thoughts that you think about. You don't entertain that negativity. You don't listen to a whole bunch of rap, to shoot 'em up, bang, bang, drug. You know, what can you learn from a drug addict, a junkie? But how to become the next junkie, right? That's why I'm not hating on nobody, but I'm saying it's important to be mindful of what you listen to, what you watch. You listen to a lot of this rap, a lot of that nonsense. They talk about angry, amped up feeling that, oh, I want to go hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm geeked up. But for real though, I like rap. I love it. I grew up listening to it, but I'm just saying how to be mindful of how much you entertain, how much you feed your spirit, because it's important to do things in moderation, right? Like you can engage in a little bit of sweets and sugars and stuff like that, but when you don't moderate how much intake, then you may occur from not moderating the intake of the sugar, not allowing it to process into the crystals and so forth, right? I'm not a doctor, I don't know. I have a general sense of what goes on with the body and so forth, right? But anyway, I'm saying that to say this. Be mindful of how much negativity you intake. I know sometimes you guys like to be entertained by the cursing, the violence, the sex, the whatever, right? To each his own. But if it's not nothing that's feeding you evolve, you need to moderate it. You need to be mindful of what you're intaking. And I just want to leave this with y'all. Happy Easter again. For those of you who are believers of Jesus Christ and know that He has risen, He is alive. For those of you who are want to know proof about how the mind works, how powerful the thoughts are, and how they affect you spiritually and physically, I encourage you to look up the Rice Challenge. And what this is words are, how powerful the thoughts are, and how they affect you physically and spiritually. So what this is, I'm gonna just give you overall in a nutshell what it is, right? The right experiment is this. If you want to know how powerful your thoughts are and what they can do to someone, to yourself more so than anyone else, and also how powerful your words are, how they can pierce through reality, all you do is grab 3 jars. You grab positive, one you label negative, and this is the power of neglect. This is what neglect does. The third bottle you put nothing on it, you neglect it. So after you put the happy, positive thoughts into that jar, the negative stuff into that jar, the evil stuff, the I hate you, whatever, right? All of that low vibration, low frequency type of situations. And then you do the other one, the procrastination, the neglect, the up on there. A couple days later, you come back to check the jars. Or you could do this every day. Every day you put in some positive into the jar as far as words and thoughts. You put in some negative in the other jar as far as words and thoughts. And the last one you just neglect. But anyway, carry on. By a couple days, you're gonna realize and you're gonna see how the negative jar has started to mold just by having a negative thought on it, a negative word, and a negative label. You can eat out of this after a couple days later. Like you just made fresh rice. And the neglected bowl or cup of rice is molding as well, but not as fast and not as bad as the negative bowl is molding. And you'd be like, well, damn, I didn't really do nothing to this. I didn't add life and value. I didn't bring it down with negativity, but I neglected it. And you realize, like, damn, neglecting self love, self care, neglecting spirituality as far as, nourishing yourself, prayer, meditation, fasting. It's like that's a lot of spiritual practices, right? We're not gonna get into that. Just like it is with the physical, like you're gonna take care of your health, you're gonna diet, jog, whatever, right? You're gonna read to educate your mind and different things. You're gonna sleep to get rest and recharge and recalibrate your system. It's the same with the spiritual, right? And I say that to say this: if you're not feeding yourself positivity, you're not focused on positive, you're not speaking positive, you're not gonna live long. It's just what it is, because you're molding inside, you're rotting tree or any other tree that bears rotten fruit. You either gonna get that piece of fruit off of the tree so it won't contaminate the whole thing, or you're gonna allow it to contaminate the whole thing and then the whole tree get cut up from the root. And now this whole thing is no longer a situation. There was a parable in the Bible when a man was hungry and he come across Jesus. He was like, or Jesus came across him, whatever, right? Either way, the long story short is this: they see the tree that didn't have fruit, and then Jesus said, "I curse you since you don't bear fruit. You wasted." And he's fruitful. And that's how it is with us. We're not fruitful, meaning we're not producing good fruits. You're gonna be out the way pretty soon. You're destroying yourself quicker than you should. if you want to be fruitful, you want to nurture yourself, right? So that you can maintain the good fruits that you have in yourself. We all have everything we need to live and to be exactly who we need to be. We just have to maintain it. And we have to put a little work into sharpening our tools. You go to school, you go to higher education, you continuously evolve, you elevate, you strive for more knowledge. You never stop. It's the same way with everything else. Like once you get started on this path, you maintain this path until the God tell you, job well done. You know, you finished your race in life. Jesus came here. He started this marathon on helping spirits evolve and lighten to live a better way, to know the spirit man, to know within. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all, not y'all, and I hate to say it like this, but he type so worldly mentally, they don't get it. Once this world is over, with, they have nobody to help them transition to the other side. No one's meeting them at the crossroads. And that's the saddest thing in life when people experience ghosts or paranormal activity. Is because somebody haven't transitioned properly. They didn't have any help. They thought that this world was all that it was. They were so worldly like, and they're stuck in this world. They don't have any spiritual help. They don't have any spiritual guidance. They're stuck here waiting on someone to spend time in the flesh to help them in the spirit. And it sounds crazy, right? You might listen to me and hear me, you might just come like, oh, what is he talking about? I'm talking about balance. I'm talking about how you want to nurture your spirit by praying, reading your books, fasting, being mindful of what you put into your mind and your body. I just wrapped up talking about the rice experiment. I encourage you guys. I put a video down. I made a video. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's probably one of my lives. I can do it, but I show clips of it. It just show you what it is, like how powerful the mind is and how you got to guard your thoughts. I advocate for mental health awareness because I didn't understand the power of the thoughts. I didn't understand how the mind is being attacked constantly. When you just trying to have a peace of mind, right? You have thoughts of suicide, you have thoughts of depression, you have thoughts of inadequacy, you have thoughts of not being able to do some stuff sometimes when you giving your best effort in life. Like I talked to a friend in a car accident. And I'm like, yeah, you could be having the best day, the best life, but then something like that happen and you won't be prepared. Life is about living. You're not going to be ready for any and everything all the time. You can't control it all. But you do have to embrace the changes and not allow them to destroy you. Like I was talking about this last night, like when I lost my sister, I was so full of that anger. I felt the devil pulling me in the ground one day. I swear. It's hard to explain it. Like you could feel like you feeling sick or you just feel it in the air, like, you know what I'm saying, like you about to die. Like it's a strange feeling. It's a heavy feeling as well. And the only thing you could do in those moments is think about like, man, who am I gonna disappoint if I die right now? Did I do everything I need to do? Like I really was thinking about my son, like, man, like I'd be sad if I passed away and I ain't able to do what I need to do for my son. And then I was like, do I need about a lot really quick? And then what was so crazy about it was like if I do die, the presence that I feel is heavy. The air is heavy, like the devil is in here. You just feel him coming right in, and he just surrounding me, and it's just like whoa, like this negativity is strong. It's heavy, real heavy, and it's coming to get me. It's coming to get me. Just can't breathe, nothing, right? And I'm like, damn, I don't want to die right now. I'm not gonna go, and he let me go. And I was like, wow, this world, it's more than what you would think, right? You'd be like, I don't believe what they saying. I don't know until it fuck around and happen to you. And then you like, well, damn, now I need to start paying attention, right? But it wasn't nothing like that. It was just like I get closer to God and the devil get closer to me. He like, I don't need you trying to be having faith. I don't need you trying to be saving souls. I need you to go do what I will. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how people getting blessed by a card reader who gonna be the one to give me some million to hit the lick on. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Anything to not trust God. And I don't have any problems with anything or nothing like that. I'm just saying my truth. You know what I'm saying? Like how you live is how you live. Do as you will, right? I can't convince nobody of anything, and I'm not trying to. I'm just telling my testimony on what I've been through, how I made it through, and who helped me. That's just what it is, right? Like I'm not gonna sit here and just. I don't get paid to talk about Jesus. I'm just saying who helped me through my hardest times and who has risen on this Sunday morning. I don't go to church because I don't like to be dealing with phony people. And it's not even that, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't learn who God is through y'all. And I don't like to deal with people who don't. I had church yesterday, to be honest. Me and this guy at the dispensary was talking about God. I'm like, wherever we talk about God that we have in church, I don't need to be sitting in some building, listen to some nigga convince me about who God is. And I know God for myself. I'm not saying it's good thing. I don't see you in these streets and I fellowship with you in these streets. I don't need to go to no building to fuck with nobody, right? I do charity every day, all day. I'm not finna go give my money to y'all. I don't know what y'all doing in this community. I don't know what y'all doing for anybody else. And you damn sure ain't been doing nothing for me. I motivate my damn self. You feel me? I inspire myself. But I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to go to church. It's just I don't my spirit's not there. Jesus Christ didn't sit in the streets saving. He needs sitting amongst the thieves, sitting amongst the robbers, the murderers. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't holier than thou, sitting in no church, looking down on niggas, trying to tell people how not to be going to hell because it is a real place, and if you don't get right, you're gonna get left behind. But yeah, I just look at it like this: like I don't like being around fake Christians. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say fake Christians. I don't like being around people who play with God. Just period. You or nobody else. I don't play with God. So that's why I don't go to church because I don't know who's serious about their relationship with God or not. And I don't believe a lot of things, but I know who God is for myself. I don't have to get to learn God through any one of y'all churches, any one of the churches, you know, some of the mega churches, whatever, right? I don't need validation from you people. I don't care what y'all think about me. I don't care what you got to say about how I live my life. And that's just that. This lady I was trying to talk to, she was like, "You want to come to church with me?" I said, "No." And she got mad. I'm like, "Shit, it's my choice. I don't have to be in your motherfucking church, bitch." I'll go too far with it. I ain't say all that, but I wanted to though. I do be checking bitches though. Like, bitch, don't play with me. I'm nice, but I ain't that nigga to play with though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I cut up on the motherfucker. But it is what it is though, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not perfect. And what's people think, oh, you're a Christian, you supposed to be nice, you supposed to be this, be that. Well, guess what? Just like you don't know God for yourself, you don't really know me for who you think I should be and what I could be. Jesus is really patient. God was really patient. And when he finally got down on niggas, he flooded they motherfucking ass. That's why they had to restart the whole world because he flooded motherfuckers. Like when he strike, he strike. Ain't no back and forth with a nigga. Once you get hit, you hit up. That's how I be with people. Like I'm patient, I'm real kind, I'm real patient. But once I hit you up, you're hit up. And it is what it is. Like I will strike. So, just know that about me. I do like to talk about Jesus and, how I'm trying to transform who I am. But one thing about me and about God is that it's a time for everything. And that's what I learned early in life. It's a time for me to be patient and kind and sweet and nice. And it's a time for me to be unruly. Then I have to be firm and assertive. You know what I'm saying? That's a way to do that. I don't have to curse nobody out. I don't have to use my words to hurt anybody. But just know that I can at any time if I do please to do so. And it ain't gonna be nothing, you know what I'm saying? I don't go back and forth with people. Like once I strike you out, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I like to be patient and kind with people because I know how I fuck you up. I know plenty of ways to get down on the motherfucker. I'm like a chess master, but I don't play chess a lot. I move, and I do move with purpose, and I do move with passion. I live with passion. Everything I do is for a purpose. I don't be out here having mistakes, just what I'm saying, running up on luck. But I do have a lot of lucky situations that make it seem like, what I'm saying, luck was on my side. That's just God in my life moving for me and through me a lot of times. It ain't me at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the honest to God truth. Like, the glory isn't mine. The glory is God. The joy is God. I love to use me His work. Just like y'all like to get high and drunk on the weekend, and you let these devils to use you, cut up. I choose to do differently. I ain't saying nothing wrong with what you do or how you do it. I'm not judging anybody because that's your life to live. You have to be responsible for your actions because you're the one's going to deal with your consequences, not me. I just say that to say this, like, you got to be mindful of what you're allowed to use you because we hop in different vessels all of the time. And just to clarify that is like when you physically in this body, but you're not in this body at that time. This body didn't go to that dream world with you. Because when you think about it, you will know like touch, taste, smell, see, hear. You have five senses right now. Once you go to sleep, you can only see, you maybe can hear, you can't feel anything, but those are the only two things you can see, you can hear, and you could possibly feel something if somebody is into your dream. Somebody from this realm who's astro. And let me tell you too, because if you think people entering your dreams and swapping ain't real, let me give you an example, right? And succubus spirits, like the spiritual world is real. It's different type of spirits that do different things. Why you think people become addicted to different things? That's because the spirit of lust has addicted to whatever that comes freaky, right? That spirit that's on them. The spirit of murder, you have serial killers, you have alcoholism, that drunken spirit that just want to, and these spirits are eternal day for it is like 1,000 years. You've been a part of their one day getting fucked up, wondering how you get out of this misery. Like out, you don't know what spirits used you. You don't even know what you did. Be conscious. I mean, to be aware of what you're thinking about and what spirits you're allowing to enter your body, whether you're getting high, drunk, or you full of the Holy Spirit trying to do God's will, God's work in this world. But me, like, oh, you was off the stuff. I'm warning you. You better do it indoors because I'm not the type of person you could come around with and make excuses because you did something higher drunk. I'll never ever be sober again. You would die in that state of mind, and God would be like, he like, damn, Joe, I've been trying to tell you to stay sober. I've been throwing the shit in your face. Now you here with me. All right, I'm saying you didn't know me, and that's how God gonna do a lot of people. He was like, you didn't know me, because if you did know me, you would do my will. Like Adam and Eve, they was disobedient kids. They didn't want to listen to God. They choose to do their own thing. And then they realized, like, oh man, I need God's help because I can't do anything on my own. And that's crazy. Like, it's just a lot of people who disobedient and not accountable. And the world is do what you want to do. We gonna support the bullshit. We gonna laugh at you being a clown. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at social media all day long and see motherfuckers just unruly, right? There's no love, there's no Holy Spirit in anybody. And then you see like all everything that's being supported is the nonsense. If I say I hate you a million times, this will get a million views. If I'm starting a cult where we gonna hate somebody, I get 20,000 people to join me right now. If I be like, all right, we gonna cut out East, will help me support that cause, right? Because it's so easy to hate, it's so easy to be negative, and the world rewards those who partake in that nonsense. But that's the difference between being holy, being set apart, and and trusting God to reveal His ways and His hand in your life, so you don't have to be worried about all of this stuff and these attacks that you go through. You have some backup. I was talking to one of my sisters the other day about like, and with church, this all wraps up and I'm gonna be done. But people who are genuine and authentic with the way that they live life, the way that they view life, and the way that they interact with life, because somebody who don't have a solid foundation can easily be swayed. They can easily be bought out. That's why so many celebrities, you just start hearing about them and be disappointed. Like, man, you did what for some money? Like, you got millions. And then I see the comments. I know y'all see the comments. They all got that much money, and they know exactly how much they got. But it's like, to you, do you know it's happy or not? And the people that make those comments, I look at them more concerned, like, oh, this situation where they could get some money. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what moves them. I'm not saying don't work for money, don't have money, because money isn't a problem. It's the morals, the corruption that comes with the love of money. Money, you're worshiping it. Start loving on dudes too much, females too much, you're worshiping them. You love technology, you're worshiping it. Whatever you put above God is your God. For a lot of people, money is their God. That's why different amounts have people doing different things. You know what I'm saying? Different deities people be worshiping, different Greek gods. You know what I'm saying? Different idols. The disciples that walk with Jesus, he told them face to face, "These are those who believe me and have not seen me, and who will not see me after I'm passed away and gone." He's like, them people who really living by faith, them people who really living by my word. You know what I'm saying? Trusting my word, knowing my word is always gonna go and do what it says it's gonna do. It never comes back void. That's why everybody want to swear to God, because God is not a liar. That's one thing everybody can agree on. But one thing people will not and never agree on is to live right and to live holy. But that's my reason, and he waiting for a willing vessel to be willing to share the joy that he has for you. God is moving through this world looking for somebody to use to help him fulfill and fill his kingdom, just like the devil, roaming like a lion, looking to kill, steal, and destroy, looking for somebody he could use to help him do exactly that. Choose a side, because the time is near. We don't have as much time as you think. God has been come back. God has never left. And for those of you who are waiting on a sign, because when the flesh is over with, you don't want to be second guessing where your home is going to be. There's no more earth, no more, what you think is going to be, because this world is going to be renewed. You want to be in a place that you have some peace and protection. You can try to have that here, but when you die, they say rest in peace, because they know there's nothing you're going to do while you're living. But if you subscribe, I'm trying to grow my YouTube. I be on YouTube more than anything. I'm transitioning in life right now, moving. I got a lot going on. I'm living like in a hotel, to be honest, and I'm just trying to find my way. Like, it's hard, it's difficult. I miss my son a lot. I'm trying to put myself in position, and yeah. But happy Easter, though. Peace and blessings from Team Energy. I'm still trying to learn how to use this new platform. Well, it's not a new platform, but the new layout, everything, the buttons are different.